Dealing with challenging customers, aka LiveScan Karens and LiveScan Kens. So the first question I have sometimes, folks, if somebody call you asking how much it costs to fingerprint and you give them the price and they start to argue about your price because they saw some price on the website that was way cheaper than what you're offering, how would you deal with it?
Well, I address it as, do you know what you're getting? Buy cheap, you get cheap. Do you know what? Seriously, do you know what you're getting?
Yes.
They don't.
And I tell a person, well, you can't put a value on the quality of service that I can provide for you. And the reason why I say that, because if it takes me 2 hours to be there to make sure that your prints are correct, who's to say the other person is going to take out that initial time to give you that time period?
That's true.
So, buy cheap, you get cheap.
That's true. You pay for what you get too.
What you get?
We have people call us from time to time, say, hey, I saw on the website this LiveScan price is showing $20. And you say you're going to charge us $74. How come the price is so different? I said, well, we're in Los Angeles. Well, this place is in Bakersfield. So if they're in Bakersfield and we're in LA, you might want to drive to Bakersfield and ask them why the price is like that. But most of the time, that might just be a rolling fee, not including the government fee.
Yes.
But they debate you for that. Then they start to argue with that. We say, we wish you the best. Sorry about that. Click. And sometimes they don't want to get off the phone. I just say, sorry about that. I understand. Sorry about that. And if it just go silent, they get the message. Either they hang up or you just discontinue the call. Because it's going to happen like that.
Yes.
All right, then. Another question here, folks here. What happens to the point if you fingerprint them and they don't want to pay afterwards?
You don't submit it in. You do not transmit it into the agency.
Yep, that is true. Now, people who's watching this session right now, different states got different guidelines regarding if it's a LiveScan transmission. In the state of California, it says that once your transmission is complete, the transaction, is complete, they want you to transmit those fingerprints out to the Department of Justice for California within 24 hours. Florida and other states might not have that same guideline, but you have to ask yourself, transaction, once the transaction is complete. My perception is the payment is part of that transaction.
Exactly.
Don't pay, me no push no send button. Okay, let's sit there for a bit. You pay, we transmit.
Exactly.
So some folks would do, like, say if it's ink cards, they did 2 ink cards with them, and all of a sudden now they don't want to pay. Has it happened to me? Yes, they have. But what would you guys do if it's ink cards at this point here? You already did the work, and there's 2 ink cards or 3 ink cards. They look at the cards and say, I don't want to pay.
Okay, fine. I'll give you 3 blank ink cards, and I'll got your prints on them. Here's what you brought in my door, blank ink cards. Have a nice day. Give you brand new 3 one. Go right down the street.
Yep.
How about you, Maoumba? What would you do?
I'll do the same thing. I will not give them anything. I mean, why would I give you something if you don't want to pay for the work? Nothing is free in this world. So the last time I checked, you can get.
Years ago, before the word Karens came around, we had an actual ink card Karen that came to our office for 3 ink cards. And I did 3 ink cards. She wanted 3 ink cards. I did all 3 ink cards because I was, brother has skills, right? And if it looks at them and says, oh, there's some dots inside of my fingerprint pattern.
What?
Well, you know what you're doing. And she left. And she says, where can I go to get fingerprinted? I said, excuse me? Because she said, I'm not going to pay you, so where can I go? I said, well, ma'am, there's a police station right down the street, a few miles from here. You can go see them for fingerprinting. About a half hour later, they came back. I said, how can I help you? The police station sent me back to you because they said you do good ink card fingerprinting. Right? They said, can you fingerprint me? I said, man, I threw away your cards and stuff like that because you refused to pay. But can you fingerprint me now? I'm sorry, ma'am. We ran out of ink. Have a nice day. Okay. We ran out of ink. Have a nice day. Deuces. But it does. It happened. It
Yeah.
happened before.
Wow.
We had another situation where I was fingerprinting somebody, and she was asking a lot of questions. She was being extremely rude. And I thought it was like a joke. Okay, where's that camera at? It's a joke, right? Because this person came in, I waited for them to show up. I was about to close, but I stayed open, and then she became extremely rude,
Oh.
and I was getting frustrated. But I'm thinking to myself, okay, oh, she's gonna pay me my money. I'm gonna fingerprint her. I'm gonna get my money, right? Also, before I almost finished with the third ink card, she started going like this. Also, I had a trash can. I realized what was about to happen. I had to grab the trash can, right, and share it with her, and she filled it up 6 times. 6 times.
Wow.
It happened 6 times with her that same time. I'm like, shucks. Let me make sure she's okay. And I realized she had she had sugar. So I was able to give her. I noticed in her purse she had one of those gums, like sugar gums. So I gave her some orange juice. I just had some orange juice I brought in that day, and some gum. And about 15, 20 minutes later on, she had an energy back.
Oh,
I
wow.
fingerprinted her. I got my money. I walked her out and wished her the best. She didn't even say thank you. She just got her car. She paid and left. And I was furious. Like, I just saved this person like what she was driving. I couldn't get a thank you, not even a tip.
Wow.
And I got to wash out my trash can now.
Yeah.
Oh,
that part
man.
too. And bleach it.
Yeah. About 3 days later, Ryan, she dropped off. She had delivered some flowers for the company and a check for $100 saying thank you.
Oh, that's so nice.
Oh, yeah. Yep. So we were happy for that one there. The check was put to use and some chocolate chip cookies, of course. But I felt happy at the point. For the first couple of days, I was upset because she didn't say thank you. So what I'm trying to say is just because they might be rude that day, there might be something else going on. And I realized then she had some medical challenges that particular night. But she did apologize afterwards. And then like a year later on, I saw her at Costco. She remembered me. I remember that face too. And she told my kids I saved her life. And once again, she thanked us. I was hoping she'd pay for my Costco basket too. She didn't do that though, but she did apologize. That was pretty nice. Hey, folks here. I'm going to let you, and Carey, ask you a question here. I'm going to disappear for a second here. I got somebody at the door. But I got one more question for you guys to answer while I'm going to step away for a second here. And Maoumba, this is for you here. What if they come to you asking you for a discount? What would you do then? They want a discount. What would you tell them?
I would not want a discount.
I'm gonna be right back.
No. They want a discount. They have to go to the people next door. Oh, I mean, it depends on the situation, but usually I don't provide a discount.
Yeah.
Unless if you come back often and you have a lot of big clientele or big group, then I can provide discount. As far for that, no discount.
All right.
What about you, Carey?
I have given discount, and one of the reasons why I did I gave a discount actually this past Friday.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a $20 discount because I did a lot of people, and it was referred to me by a single person, and he referred me to them, and so it was a company, and they said, well, I was looking at building a long-term relationship with them because I wanted to be every time they needed something fingerprinted and notary, they would consider my company. So I did offer them a discount, and I gave them, like I said, altogether it was like $100 off, but it was for almost 10 people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I figured, you know what? I looked at it. That was $100 for as advertisement for my company.
That's good.
But the average person, no.
Yep. Nope. No. If it's a group, yes, but if it's an average person,
you said $100 discount.
Well, yeah. Yes, and the reason why, like I was telling her, because I was referred to them by another person who works for the company as well.
Mm-hmm.
it was a large amount of people, and I was looking at building a long-term relationship of working with them in the future because they're a big company and they can help generate a lot of business for me because actually they got my information right off the side of my van and called me.
Oh,
And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, so this could be a great partnership. So, you know, $100, that's $100 what I write off for advertisement.
Yeah. The same thing with my
that
college.
makes sense. That
You know,
makes sense.
I
All
told her
right
the
then.
same thing with my colleague. They're about to open the business in January, so they already have reached out to me to do some partnership. So I'm waiting for the paperwork. So when they need me, I can be we get in discount because she's my colleague. And she refer me to her team.
all right.
So I do the same thing too as well for discount.
Mhm.
Another question here. What happens once you fingerprint them? They tell you they left the credit card at home.
Fine, that ain't no problem. Then I keep my fingerprint card till you return.
Okay.
It's just simple.
That's it.
If you can't make it by 5 today, I'll be here 10 o'clock first thing in the morning. Just come on by with your credit
Hmm.
and I'll gladly process your card and give you your fingerprint card.
I mean, yeah, if they leave the credit card, can you Zelle me? Can there's many
No,
ways.
no, don't tell me. Bring me your credit card. You bring it back because guess what?
Oh, that's true. That's true. I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. Liability. Yep.
Because if you tell them that to Zelle you, okay, I'll tell you. Go ahead, and let me have the card. So I want to come back out here tomorrow.
Good point. I never thought about that. That's a good point.
See, that's what
I'm thinking about it. Yeah.
Cash App, fine, but you can, but you're not gonna get the card until I receive my payment. Because if you tell me, then you don't even need to leave nowhere. The only thing you need is my phone number and your phone. You can stand right here and Zelle me
Yeah.
or Cash App me.
Cash out. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That's true.
so
That is true.
you don't have to leave to do that. And if you need the physical card for a credit card, well, you can tell me or whatever. See you in the morning. I'll be here 10 o'clock.
Yes.
Go have some coffee with me.
Okay. Another scenario right here. They come to you and they just nervous, they're frantic, they're shaking, they're being kind of harsh and rude to you, but they just come to your office. You notice this type of behavior. How would you address it?
Sit down, breathe, child, breathe. Sit down and breathe.
They want
It
some.
ain't
Yep.
you ain't. I'm not the popo. I'm not trying to lock you up. Just sit down and breathe. You know,
Good point. Good point.
5 or 6 deep breaths. Relax.
For
You
the
know,
fan.
drop your shoulders. Relax. And I'm gonna walk you through this. I'm gonna tell you every single thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna help you get through it. We're gonna laugh and talk while we do this.
That's
Yeah.
right. Sometimes they come to us nervous, thinking that once you run the fingerprints, one person asked us, he started to sweat. Is this going to pull up my credit report? And I'm like, no, this is not going to pull up your credit report. It's going to pull up just what's reported to the state
Right.
regarding your background. It's more like a verification of who you are, or it could be like a background check. All depends on what's going on with it, but pretty much the same thing. Or they figure there's some type of conspiracy that's all your fault because you taking my fingerprints. Why do you need my fingerprints, sir? What you gonna do with my fingerprints afterwards? Can I take once the background check is done? Can I get results myself? I'm paying you for the background check for the LiveScan. Can I get my results myself and I can give them to a job afterwards, the license board afterwards? I want all these different reasons. They come up there with these preconceived ideals sometimes, but nervous. And Carey said, have them relax, have them sit down. That's the first step. Break the ice, joke with them. I'm not the popo. For those who know what that means police officer. Okay, not the cop. It means cops. Popo means cops. All right, let's go back to it there. But they just nervous sometimes, or they come to you because they were told to come see you, not their friend closer to them, or they just got traffic. Whatever it is, they just upset. Get them to come down and fingerprint. But there are occasions sometimes you might think they come down, but they're not come down. Also now you have to at your fingerprint table, say for an ink card, you tell them this to relax, and they get more upset.
Yeah.
People get told to relax. Can you please relax a little bit? Don't be so tense and let me fingerprint you. Don't press too hard on the card. You know, let me roll. You don't roll. Help me help you. But what if they resist? What if they are pressing too hard on the card? What if you try to tell them to stand over here on the left, but they refuse? They're going to stand on the right hand side. Or they want to fingerprint themselves and not you because they saw a YouTube video last night.
Mm-hmm.
So how would you do with customers like that who won't follow your instructions?
Because you have to lead some people by example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people are prone to what they see as to what they hear. So if
Yeah.
you show them and set examples and show them exactly what the procedure, how it's gonna be, you show them how they roll, you show them how the print is gonna come out, you explain to them, you know, what the ink is gonna look like on their hand, how you're gonna remove the ink. The ink is not gonna have no bearing on your skin or anything like that. You know, you have to set the tone, whereas you are the professional and they will soon be aware of that, and then they will. It's the same way when you first go to the dentist.
Yes.
Everybody hates going to the dentist because you're gonna feel it. He's gonna. But most of the time you go to the dentist, even you gotta have a root canal or something like that, he gonna give you so much medicine and numb you up. You're not gonna feel anything for 2 days
Yeah.
later.
True.
Yeah. It's the same way when I take your fingerprints. You ain't gonna know anything to 2 days later. So
Yeah.
why you bothering about it right now? You know,
Right.
That is true. That is true there.
you know, and you let a person know, you're not giving me your fingerprints. You giving them to the state that's
To the
required.
state.
I don't, and it's not like you one who are applying for this position where it is required by law that you to have your fingerprints. Not
Yeah.
for me. I don't want your fingerprints. I don't want your information. I don't want anything about you. The only thing I want you to do, relax, roll your fingers in some ink, roll it on a piece of paper, and let's have a good day. That's all I want.
Yeah.
That's it.
Another question here, Maoumba, we need your feedback on this one here. They come to you and they got extra long nails.
Ah.
What do you do then? How do you address the issue then? They don't want to come back trim. They insist they want your fingerprint on that day, but they got long nails. How do you address that situation?
Oh wow. I would tell the lady, please make sure there is no extra glue. I mean, you should trust me
Not
to do
what?
the fingers. Extra glue on the
Okay.
fingers.
Okay. We
Number
talked about
one.
that,
Number
right?
two, because you have long nails, it will be some type of difficulty to roll the fingers. So please trust me to guide your finger. When I fingerprint you on a card or on a machine, because a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times the nails are so long, it can create some conflict.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they need to trust me to roll the finger, but to make sure their hands are clean.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to have any chemical or anything like that can mess up the print on the card or on the machine. So that's one thing I will say. I don't know else, but yeah. We did not have no nails, but that's
Yeah.
Understood. You mentioned glue. So somehow you're able to address the issue with the long nails, but what if they got glue or clear nail polish on the
so I have to
fingertip?
clean it.
What would you do?
But I will clean it first. Number one, I will clean it. Trying to use some alcohol. I mean, I don't know if I use the alcohol wipe, it will actually remove the glue or make it even worse. Okay, depending on what type of chemical that we use on the finger. That's number
Mm-hmm.
one. So I would test out first with the glue, the alcohol. If it's not working, the water or the oil, not the other oil, but the cornstarch oil
Going on street,
or
yes.
the wipes. Yes.
Okay. And what happens, and let Carey answer this one here for the mind, what happens if you try to clean the fingertips off of that glue or the clear nail polish that somehow got behind their fingertips, even the fingertips on top, the fingernails on top, all that glue got behind their fingers. If it doesn't come off, what would you do?
To come back next time. They have to come back next time with the clean hands. I will send him home. I said, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, I'm gonna go to utilize your hands. Your hand still have chemicals, and it will be not good, for the the machine to capture the print on the finger, or actually if I use on the card, on the ink card, I won't be able to utilize the ink from the finger. It might be smudgy or anything in that nature. I don't know. I will try to come back next time and make sure your hands are clean.
Mm-hmm.
Extra fingernails, and we're going to reschedule it. I'm sorry. I have to decline. I'm not going to sit there and I'm trying to figure out your fingers. No, I'm not doing that. Sorry.
That is true. Sometimes what you might recommend, if you think there's some type of suspicious activity, have them go to the police station. We don't have the right stuff to get the glue off your fingers, but right down the street to the police station. Or you can come back a different day and get them off, or get some nail polish remover and get it off your hands and come back a different day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're just different things which you could do there. And there's different techniques to use to get the fingernail to show up to get the fingernails off the card in a way. You just might have to raise them up sometime, just a little bit, and roll across the card. All depends on the length of the fingernail and if you want to take that chance doing it or not. Because some nails might be applied uncheaply and they might break up and they're going to look at you. You broke my $50 nail. Yeah, right.
I stay away from that.
Just beware. Just beware of that there.
Yeah.
All right. What if they come to your office late? The appointment's at 3 o'clock and they get there at 3:10.
Reschedule it. You have to reschedule it, yep.
Men have to just wait till they can get fit in, because I'm already taking the next appointment.
He said when it's close to close date. So if it's close to the close time of the office, let's say it's 5 o'clock, and you come at 5:15, I have to reschedule it. Now it's within the daytime, and there's all the client that were here, and you still come late. Then yes, I will try to fit you in within that spot. But if it's at the closing time, you have to reschedule, because you don't know, they're gonna bring some people that can attack you after hours. You have to think about safety. So, I have to reschedule you. I'm sorry.
And you mentioned if you close at 5 o'clock and they show up at 5:15, they shouldn't get the door to begin with.
Exactly.
All right. And if a person arrives at 3:10 and you tell them, say they called you on the phone, they said, I'm right down the street. You say, okay, see you at 3 o'clock. And they get there, they said, no, you told me 3:15. And you said, no, I told you 3 o'clock. Well, maybe it was misunderstanding. I'm here now. Can you see me now? And what if you can't? What if you got someone else in line to be fingerprinted for 3:15? You know you told them 3 o'clock. Become argumentative. They're getting loud. They're walking up towards you saying, you're going to fingerprint me. What you going to do? And this is true stories. What happened to us? What you going to do?
Me?
Email.
Yeah. They're walking up to you saying, you're going to fingerprint me today at 3:15 because you told me to be here. I took the bus for 3 hours to be here. You're going to fingerprint me today.
Okay.
I will shoot an email or confirmation that we agree via email or text messages that your appointment was at 3 o'clock. So now
I called you on the phone. I was driving. I was taking the bus. My phone didn't work afterwards. My battery went dead. You told me 3:15. I'm here now. I want you to fingerprint me now.
That's not fair. You can call Jesus if you want to. You walking up to me. You can call Jesus if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
You can finna get out of my business, my place of business. You're about to leave.
And what if they refuse to leave?
I got a solution for that.
Okay.
You can leave willingly or you can leave unwillingly. You make your choice.
Yeah, there have been occasions sometimes people come to us demanding be fingerprinted today because they had some type of appointment. And we know good well our system is there's no appointment. Well, you told me to come in. All our calls are recorded. So we have different tools put into place. Yeah. We said, no, here's your confirmation. You come in here next Wednesday at 3 o'clock. Today, this is the 23rd. You're talking about the 30th, right? Like, well, why am I here now? Can I get fingerprints? No, sir, there's no availability. They'll do that also. Yeah. Or what they do sometimes, they go to your website and print out the appointment page without scheduling something. My appointment is right here. And it's just a page of a template where nothing's filled out. Well, you didn't schedule yet. You just print out the appointment page. We can't fingerprint today. There's no availability. Yeah. If they walk up on you, call security, call the police.
Yes.
And let them know they're no longer welcome at your place of business.
Exactly.
Period. Because they might come back and you tell them that it's you can't have it for trespassing. Tell them you're no longer welcome here. We're never going to see you here. Don't come here again. You're not welcome. You come back again, it'll be trespassing. Because some folks, you need to tell them that before they can understand that particular language. Mm-hmm. Or sometimes you might leave later on, then send something in writing. You're no longer welcome here. Don't come back to this location. When you get fingerprinted, there's a police station right down the street.
Yes. Yes.
But there are times you might have to deal with situations like that. Now, we're on the roll right here, folks. Hope you guys taking good notes. All this stuff I'm sharing with you has really happened. It's really happened to us on a regular basis. Not on a regular basis, but it has happened. What else we have right there? Okay, Maoumba said something early on too. Is when a customer, I'm not sure who it was, when the customer and you're fingerprinting them, and well, what if they pick up their cell phone and start talking on the cell phone? Or they come to you with a cup of coffee in their hand or something in their hand? How are you going to address those situations when one of their hands is preoccupied doing something else? And you don't, what do?
I would tell them no cell phone. There's no cell phones on doing the the technician is working on the fingerprint. Actually, we have signs in the office. You know, because sometimes when you go to doctor office or any places that do business, they usually say if you've been served, please don't use your cell phone. I'll do the same thing.
Right. It's the same with me. I go to a lot of people's homes and offices as well, more so than they come to mine. And
yes,
when I go to people's home, when I walk in the door, I let them know, ma'am, first of all, I need a clean area to work. I must, if it is a kitchen table, that's fine, but I have to have a room to set my scanner up, my computer up, things of that nature there. I don't need any of your water, but thank you very much. And also, I would prefer if you have to take a call, just let me know and we can stop and we start back. But I prefer you not to be on your phone because it's kind of like I need your fully attention because you have to verify information that I'm putting in the computer, your name, your address, things of that nature there. And as well as I need your full attention to me because I may tell you to position your hand a certain way so that I can get the best print. So I can get out of your hair and I can move on with my day.
Yes.
Understood. Let's circle back on a couple of things here regarding the fingernails, because this is an issue that happens a lot sometimes. If the nails are too long, don't fingerprint them.
Don't fingerprint them. Yep.
You know, if you had clippers, don't even offer it to them, because they were to cut their nails with your clippers and something goes wrong, or they might say they got infected from your clippers. Who knows? Be anything. They just need to come back. If they paid ahead of time to be fingerprinted, you should have something in your appointment policy to discuss those issues here. Please make sure your nails are nice and neatly grown, not too long where it hinders your fingerprinting process. If so, we actually to reschedule, but there's no refunds. So put something like that in your appointment policy. That way it covers that there. You always cover it. If they come to your table to fingerprint, they have liquids, they shouldn't get that far to begin with. It's like going to the airport. You got liquids, it goes right over there, call the trash can.
Yep.
Okay, then I'll put a lid over it and have someone else hold it for you. Well, avoid having coming towards your table because you don't want them to spill coffee over your LiveScan device. You don't want to spill coffee water over your ink cards. Has that happened? Yes. One guy come to us, brought his cable, brought his coffee back. Sir, place your coffee over there. As we fingerprint the guy and we swap sides, we have him change sides. Now we're going to fingerprint his left hand. He grabs his coffee cup, and brings it over our laptop, and somehow it slips out of his hand.
Oh, wow.
And he says, oops, I'm sorry. I'm thinking something else. So I'm immediately turning upside down and tell him wish him the best. The fingerprint stopped right there.
Yeah.
Wish him the best. The machine's not working now because you spilled coffee. If there's any damage, we'll let you know. We will send you an invoice. Just plain and simple. But right now, we can't fingerprint no more.
Yeah.
So we have a LiveScan device. And so liquid over your LiveScan device. You only got one LiveScan device. You have the business for a bit until you get the thing checked out. You don't want to keep it plugged in and keep trying to fingerprint because it might cause some damage to your device.
Yes.
So avoid liquids, avoid cell phones, anything around your workspace. Have them keep it in their pocket. Have no liquids at all. Fingerprint them. They can get coffee on the way out.
Yep.
They can leave it at the door by a trash can. If they don't want to listen to you, invite them to leave. Don't go on a big debate with them. You get carried away, it gets too long. The things you could do to get them out your office, make sure it's done professionally and careful, because they want to do something stupid, act sideways, and next thing you're on YouTube videos doing something stupid, even though it might not be your fault
Yes.
5 seconds prior to that.
Right.
He pushed me down. Well, maybe he was swinging at you first, you know. You
Yeah.
didn't push him down. You were ducking. You lost balance, and he fell down because you're trying to gain your balance. Okay, you didn't push him. Oh shoot! Don't let me get started. But just make sure they leave your office as quickly as possible, or you leave their place of business as quickly as possible if something was to happen sideways. Just protect yourself and your customers, and stay firm. Don't let them tell you what you need to do. Have a fingerprint. Don't let them do your job. When you fingerprint an ink card or a LiveScan, don't let them tell you how to do it. Now, if they have some experience, you know who they are, you might pick up some pointers. I understand that. That makes perfectly good sense. But if some client come to the office out the blue and try to tell you, let me do it, not you, and the prints get rejected, you're going to get in trouble.
Yes,
Okay,
definitely.
you're going to get in trouble. Let them know that you're in charge. There are some folks, sometimes they could be like a surgeon, and he wants to do things his way.
Yeah, yes.
I tell him the truth. It happened to us. As, sir, in this case here, I'm the doctor, you're the patient.
Yeah.
I'm going to fingerprint you. You're going to be the patient. You're going to smile with it. You're going to leave an office with a smile on your face.